Do not go for 3, just go for 2. Ellis. Hard hit.
Ropes one. Still got a play there. Got it. Wow.
Ellis.
Get up there. Oh!
Oh, wow. What an interception by Razor. Jordan Razor takes it back, Zach. Back to the 48. Biggs is going to check in. Dunlap wide open. He's going to get it. Dunlap! Exclamation point. So Zach, I know in the women's game we saw a little bit of this where we had the ball was on the right side, so Notre Dame gets possession here. Interesting to see here how this game will play out.
All right, I also want to apologize. We just had an audio issue for the past like few minutes. We had our inputs and outputs swapped, so now you guys at home should be able to hear us. So we apologize for that.
I was getting some feedback, Zach. Wait a minute, someone's phone was really loud here, so no one heard anything what we were saying then, Zach, is what you're saying.
No, no, but don't worry. We'll have time at halftime to go
All
through the
right.
whole spiel, and we'll only have it. That's going to be a foul. It's going to be on Pomperaug, number 12. But we'll have we have our dry run in now. Now we'll have it perfected for halftime.
There you go. So Brian St. Louis here for the ball for Notre Dame, number 5. Looks like he's got like a soft cast on him. Zach, I wonder if some of these players, Owen Ortiz here for Notre Dame, only a sophomore, off the Pomperaug player. Pomperaug clears it out. Luca Alvarez.
It's coming our way.
Zach, you almost got that. Evangelos trying to kick it up here to the press box. Kind of sloppy play here to start the game, Zach.
Yeah, I think both teams, and that'll be a good ball through though. So Pomperaug, if they can get across, they won't. It'll be cleared out there by Notre Dame.
Nice job there by Owen Ortiz to clear it, Zach.
Yeah, he almost had a very, very dangerous clear if Cruz wasn't there, and Cruz is going to get fouled. So I do remember Cruz and St. Louis from last year. I think they were two of their most explosive offensive players, as well as just kind of set the tone and hold things in place for Notre Dame.
Both seniors, Zach, so it makes sense. So hopefully we'll see them. Nice ball there by St. Louis.
Keeper's going to try to come out. Should have came out fully for it and high pointed that one. Almost could have bite him. Had
Beetle on me there, Zach.
had Flavio been able to get a touch on that, he would have put them in some trouble.
Nice kick by the goalie there. Ortiz gets it over though. Let's see if Notre Dame can keep possession.
He's going to send it up to Cruz. Cruz is going to get a touch on it. It's going to go back to Pomperaug. Good ball out wide for Pomperaug. Can they get a touch on it? And they're going to call offside as he was coming back to get that ball.
A little bit of just noticing here early, Zach. So 21, Christian Bernardi is only a junior here from Pomperaug. A little bit of a size advantage here on this Notre Dame defensive back. I mean, he's significantly bigger. I know Ortiz is only a sophomore. Alvarez a senior, but Bernardi probably 6-7 inches taller. I wonder if that'll be a different. I know we saw that last year with that New Milford team. They had that one player. I'm drawing a blank here. You know, the one.
Oh, it was their striker. He put up a hat trick on him.
Yeah, and he was pretty skilled. From a skill standpoint, but also from an athletic standpoint, he was a pretty big player.
Yeah, he had good size too. Cruz with a nice step, looking for St. Louis. Will end up turning it over, and Pomperaug will flick on. I think that's going to be offsides. Yep.
Yeah. Number 11 there, Oscar. Do you pronounce that Hover? Oscar Hover.
I would assume so. I mean, we could be wrong, but
well, we apologize in advance if we're butchering names here, but we don't get the phonetics.
We sometimes barely get the actual starting lineups ahead of time too. They're actually going to pull their keeper out to play that one, and that's not deep at all. So if Pomperaug can counter quick, they may could rip a shot on goal. Look how far the goalie's out. He's going to get back now. I don't know what he's doing, but that's not smart in my opinion. And it's going to be another. They're going to let him play on there. There's going to be a rip back goal, saved by the keeper.
By the goalie.
It's going to be Santiago Mazzo.
Also a sophomore, so Notre Dame goes pretty young here. I know there's a good mix of players here in terms of their youth and their seniors.
It's going to be Rips looking
Little,
for St. Louis.
yeah, a little bit of miscommunication there, Zach. Though
There's some good.
Flavio Almeida, I believe that is number 9 over there, right? Or
Yeah, that
yeah,
is out wide. Well, he's a center
another
striker.
sophomore.
It's
Yeah.
going to be a ball in behind, and he's going to be.
Wow. Bernardi just can't find the back of the net, Zach. That's kind of a
I
Notre Dame
thought
got
they
lucky there.
called him. No, they didn't call him offsides. It's close. I mean, if you're Bernardi, you need that one back ASAP because one-on-one with the keeper, you got at least got to put something on net.
So Zach, is that like missing a chippy in basketball?
Oh yeah, that might be worse than that because you don't get a ton of attempts in basketball. You get more shots. That was probably that's on a silver platter. You got to be
Cruz
able to
just
finish that.
not communicating there well with the players here. Notre Dame prep doesn't look in sync right now, Zach. Just the last 2 possessions here, Cruz just I don't know what he was doing there. I think
Yeah,
there was a miscue with I don't know if he was trying to get St. Louis, but Pomperaug takes over possession. But
yeah. I'm trying to like they're doing what the girls are doing, which is they're all flocking towards the ball, and that's what's allowing Bernardi to get him behind and get steps and follow in. Is that's going to be a good cross
nice
across? Look, one
cross.
more. Not going to find
Ortiz
it.
was in there to break it up, but you
It's going
got
to be a
Evangelos though, who's given up number 3 here for Notre Dame prep. He's got to be giving up 6 or 7 inches here on Bernardi, and I would imagine probably 20, 30 pounds. Bernardi's a pretty big kid, Zach.
yeah. And honestly, that's not necessarily a win for Bernardi if um, Evangelos has, I guess, the technical aspect as well as some speed, because you can take better routes, but he's getting so caught out wide that he's allowing him to just go in behind them. Pomperaug.
Ortiz just shoots it up there, but unable to get it to Almeida.
Yeah, they got to start trying to build a little bit instead of trying to play it over the top. Pomperaug has a very tall back defensive line compared to Notre Dame's attack, and that's going to be a good ball. And
Oh,
close.
offsides. Looks like he was offsides. Yeah,
It was really close. That would have been a great ball in behind. But as
right
I was
idea.
saying, with Notre Dame, you got to use St. Louis and Cruz and build up and play Almeida, play him on the ground, um, play Sanchez, and then run off of them or allow them to turn and use their speed and agility to get in behind because they're not going to win anything in the air unless St. Louis and it's right to St. Louis.
A lot of blue in the box, unable to come up with the ball though, Zach.
Yeah, it's a lot of I guess ping pong back and forth from back line to back line right now. No team has really taken control of possession, which I'm kind of surprised at least that Notre Dame hasn't tried to play a little conservative and move the ball around. And now, as I say that, they're doing it. So I'd like to see this and then have them open up the field. And then this is where you need St. Louis or Cruz to check in, and that's what they will do. Now run off of the side. And right idea. He just needs to play it a little bit more diagonal out wide so Sanchez can run underneath it.
Ortiz able to Evangelos. There's St. Louis. 2 defenders though, Zach. I think Pomperaug did a pretty good scout here. I mean, every
Yeah,
time St. Louis even gets a touch, he's got a player near him or on. He's got 1 or 2 guys in his vicinity.
it's a little
Ortiz trying to get it.
too
Goalkeeper
straight.
comes out though. It's a risky play though, Zach.
Yeah, if it works, it works. But I will say, I'm sure it's going to come back to bite him at some point. Because all it takes is one bad touch or one bad pass, and if I don't know who just lost possession there, but if had one of the Pomperaug players been able to get it to their strong foot, they would have had a shot at goal.
So a little chippy there. Joseph Ardino.
And Cruz going at it.
Yeah. Ortiz trying to get it up, but Cruz and Ardino. Nice play there by Bardino.
He's just putting on a clinic against Evangelos.
He gets the ball by him.
Good
Nice
ball in.
pass. Goalie's coming out. Oof. Oscar Javier just couldn't get a touch on it, Zach.
Yeah, I'd like to see him sell there and go for the ground and try to at least get a touch on it, or if not, draw a PK at the worst. It's going to be a
This
good ball in.
Pomperaug has been very, I would say, physical here, Zach. A little bit feisty, I mean, I know like soccer's not like football where you can, push and knock down, but you can just tell, and I don't know if that's like a size thing, from a player's perspective. This keeper, another good save by Mazzo. He has been busy, Zach, early.
Yeah, and I will say to your point, they're
Bad
doing
kick.
it also in points where they can get away with it. It's a lot of like after plays or off ball stuff that refs aren't going to be looking at, and they're not going to call. It's also if you have a bigger guy on you, you can lower the elbow into his back and kind of just let him know he's there. That's going to be that would have been a beautiful pass had it was been able to get threaded through. St. Louis needs to come out this way, and now they need to work and.
Bernardi back in there, though. Let's try there by Notre Dame.
Yeah, Sanchez is going to get it ahead, but Pomperaug's back line is very, very good. They play as a unit. They're very.
Carlucci, new player for Notre Dame that checked in, number 22, just unable to get that ball there, Zach. But yeah, to your point, that back line for Pomperaug has been very tough here, not really allowing anything to transpire for Notre Dame.
No, and they do a good job at kind of moving as a unit. So everyone's kind of, as it's going to be deflected by LaFleur. LaFleur's going to look to chase it down, and he won't get there. So that'll be Pomperaug third. But they do a good job at moving as one unit and one back line, which you normally don't tend to see in high school between some of these programs. That's going to come towards us again. But it'll be interesting to see if Notre Dame will be able to figure out how to get in behind them. Good step by Cruz. Good 1-2 between Cruz and Flavio. Did I say
Nobody
that?
there, though. Yeah.
Yeah.
Flavio Almeida. There's no one there, though. He had the right idea, though, but there's no one running down on that left side.
Well, that's because that's where he's supposed to be. So normally, if you're doing that, you would have, I don't know, it looks like Jonathan Charles is their left back. He is, he's a freshman. So normally you would have your outside back try to recognize that and overlap, and then you would have Flavio cover, and you would play Charles in behind. But it's what you see with a ton of younger teams. They're not always on the same wavelength, or they're a step behind.
So Charles, a freshman, along with Carlucci in there, Zach. So a couple of freshmen playing some big minutes here for Notre Dame early in this contest.
He's going to get slotted in behind Charles. And good tackle, though, by Charles to recover. Force a corner kick, take the ball out of the danger zone.
So I know we talked about this before, though, the height and that athleticism for Pomperaug, which seems to be a little bit of an advantage here for them. And like you said, just in those little plays here. Excuse me, I wonder if we have this corner here, if that, I see players matching up.
Well, they just sent Bernardi in, but they also sent one of the center backs up for a little bit of height. I would have probably sent up number 5 here to go win some 50-50 balls, and that's going to sit on the top of the box. Pomperaug's going to have a rip, and it's going to go way out.
Way out.
That ball is gone.
That's in the woods.
Yeah, I would say you'd like to see Santo get up in that mix on those. He has a lot of size, and then just keep your 2 outside backs. Push them in center back just to kind of get some danger zone in, but it doesn't look like Pomperaug wants to commit and lose their best defender on those breakaways, and that's going to be, Halver's going to miss that one, and then that's going to be a chance for Carlucci to get in behind. Santo's going to get a head on it. So threatening is Notre Dame. They should slow down here and let some of their offense get back up. So finding St. Louis.
Good touch there. Nice defense there by Pomperaug, though, Zach.
Yeah, that was a nice tackle by their captain, Gabriel Panaski. That's how you say that?
Panache.
Something like that.
So, Zach, I know we had some technical issues before. Just keep in mind, we are outdoors. We are dealing with the elements here.
Yeah, we
So
do. Oh, Holver's going to get a chance. He's going to leave it for
looking for Bernardi.
Bernardi.
He
He's going to find the back of
scores!
the net.
Wow, nice play there by Pomperaug to find the back of the net. They go up 1-0.
And I will say, we do have some sweet goal animations on the scoreboard there. I don't know if you saw them yet, Tino.
I
Perks
have
of,
not.
yeah, but it's pretty sweet. But we do have audio resolved. We got the goal stuff now, and I mean, we've just been continuing to build out and just make it more enjoyable for you guys at home so you can actually kind of know what's going on at all times. So I actually just stopped the clock there, kept it running.
So, Zach, two names that we mentioned quite a bit here, Hover and Bernardi, connect on that goal. Notre Dame trying to make something happen here. Just can't dribble in between like three players, though. I mean, I'm not a soccer expert here, Zach, but
I mean, you can if you have the guys that can do it, and I think they do with Cruz and St. Louis, but it's just more so when you get through, you're going to have another person stepping, so you either got to release and you can, I mean, it's just challenging, especially against Pomperaug's back line that has played great so far. You're not going to win any of those balls over the top, so you're going to have to build up and play on the ground and find some of your skilled wingers and play them on the floor and either run off of them or allow them to spin. So Pomperaug just takes it from Charles, and they're going to be looking to build. Good step back by Charles. Panaski's going to get a great ball in behind. And see, there's their experience of an outside back coming up, playing a ball in behind, over the
Bernardi.
head of
So,
Bernardi.
yeah.
But there's another outside back there. So Pomperaug, I will say, it looks like they have an experienced back line. I'm going to look for their grade levels in a second, but that's going to be ripped
Good
save by
block by Mazzo.
Santiago. So let's
Mazzo with
see.
a tough save there.
15, Parker Lavalle, he's a junior, so he's
Junior.
got experience. And then number 2, Kevin Whitecamp, he's also a junior. So they kind of, it's the experience factor too, of when they know when to go up and add value to the attack to outnumber Notre Dame, but also not be vulnerable to a counterattack. And that's going to be a foul there. Cruz is grabbing the jersey.
Turnover Notre Dame, Zach.
Yeah, once Cruz tug the jersey, it's going to be a call every time. Same thing with in basketball. You know, they'll let you see what you can get away with, but once it's obvious, clear and obvious, it's going to be a foul every time. It's going to be out of bounds for a throw, and we're going to get some subs here.
For Notre Dame, though, here you can definitely tell that, Zach, though, that kind of momentum off that goal just have been flat. Usually you see some teams like come out, get excited, play a little bit harder, but just haven't seen that here from that Notre Dame team.
No, I mean, but once again, they're trying to continue to beat them with speed over the top, but they don't have the speed, they don't have the size, and it's going to be offsides. They don't have the speed or the size in some of their strikers. So you're going to have to play on the ground, and you're going to have to pick and choose when to go and when to hold. And that's what we're seeing right now. Is Pomperaug is kind of has it a little bit more down to a science, so that's just going to go right out of bounds. But I mean, we'll see, right? Let's see what adjustments they make. We haven't seen many subs for them. You'd like to see St. Louis and Cruz start to build some plays up. That's going to go right to Santiago. Can of corn for him, wrong sport, but still.
Santiago, nice kick there. Just nobody there though.
Yeah, he's just giving it away, and like there, that's we're gonna get offsides again. So Pomperaug's gonna really need to take a look at that because that's their 5th one of this first
Yeah,
half. We've
it's a
only
lot.
played 20 minutes.
Vicente in the middle, substitution, junior, Jonathan Vicente, 21 for Notre Dame on the defense. I don't know who he replaced, Zach, but
Evangelos out wide, and they bumped out their center back, Ortiz, to outside back. So Ortiz, that's the guy you want to send long. St.
nice
Louis
play
with a
there,
good
St. Louis.
touch.
He's
See,
got
but he's
2.
just, I'm wondering if they're man marking him with their captain, Gabriel.
Just too many guys. Like Notre Dame just trying to dribble through too many guys. I just feel like you're going to have to move the ball, as we have seen, left to right versus trying to go through the middle and somehow find a way to get St. Louis a touch or two, Zach.
I think your best chance is you're going to have to use that left side of the field and go towards Cruz or Flavio and let them get in behind the defense.
Bernardi goes out for Pomperaug. Players down, but play on here. Looks like, I don't know what's going on. Looks like Notre Dame ball. But into the game for Pomperaug, sophomore Julian Bronco replaces Bernardi, the lone goal scorer here for Pomperaug, up 1-0. 19 minutes to go in this first half.
Good ball to the back post. Cruz will jump. You just don't have the height.
Yeah.
Have a go.
That's the first time we've seen a ball go behind the goalie here. Granted, it went out, but Notre Dame hasn't had many opportunities, Zach, to score
I'm
or
not
even
mad
get
with it.
anything going.
Yeah. What you got to do is you got to test the keeper at some point. Not being able to get to that 18, so why not rip one from 20, 25 yards out? See if the keeper can make a save, or you never know. If you hit it really well from that distance, especially off a ricochet, get a great chance at it, potentially hitting the post and going in, or at least creating some damage.
Vicente unable to get possession, but Alvarez has it, dribbling. Ooh, he gets pushed there. That's going to be, yeah, I was going to say, looks like he got pushed there.
Gonna go quick.
Yeah, just nobody there though, Zach.
No, and then if he kept coming this way, would have had him in behind with Ortiz up way too far there. Good pass by Charles. Just Sanchez. It's taken away immediately. Pomperaug looking to regroup a little bit here. And there's St.
St.
Louis.
Louis.
He's going to get through. He's going to have a shot here. He's going to push it wide.
So if you're Notre Dame, that disruption there, are they going to be goal kick or corner?
It's going to be a goal kick, but that's who you're going to want to make those runs through. So you're going to want to play off of Sanchez, Cruz, and then allow him to drop it off for St. Louis while he's going at full speed forward, so he can get in behind and potentially get a shot off a goal. Because they got to figure something out, because they're just getting balls pinged in behind them, and they're kind of, I don't know, out of sync, and that's going to be a good tackle there. I'm sorry. Yeah, that's Charles. Oh, Charles, they're going to let him play on.
Substitution. Trying to see who we need binoculars. Bernardi back into the game.
Looks like they're going to bring, is that Bernardi? Yeah, they're going to bring Bernardi back on.
The left side.
Yeah. Well, the right side.
Well, yeah. Correct.
Or left from where we're sitting.
Yeah.
So we did talk about this, though, Dino, that it would be kind of a bit of a low-scoring game.
Yeah, I mean, 15 minutes into this, 15 minutes left in this half, I should say. So, it's 1-0. I know Pomperaug's had about 3 shots on goal. make that 4 now. Another save. I think it's actually a little bit closer to 5.
Here
But
comes
Notre
LaFleur.
Dame, yeah. See if he can get something going. Bernardi in there.
So he's just running all over the field.
He's been the difference, Zach, I would say, for Pomperaug here. If you had to like end the game right now and pick an MVP, Bernardi's really been the difference maker. You know, he's been on the ball a lot when he was here on this side, and now coming in already within the first minute. Now he's got the ball. He's playing he's playing in the center position almost.
He should have 2 goals, but
Yeah,
we
he
won't
missed that chippy.
bring that up.
Play on there. Oh, it looked like a handball from here.
Good ball to Cruz. Cruz looking for something. He's going to play St.
St.
Louis.
Louis was up there, but I don't know. Does that say Notre Dame ball?
No, I don't think he was deflected.
Oh. So, Zach, unlike the women's game, a lot of action on the opposite side of the field of ours.
Yeah, it's I mean Pomperaug's just kind of bring it to them right now. As Cruz will look to continue to come this way.
Nice idea, just nobody there though, Zach.
I would have honestly held up and waited for LaFleur to come up a little bit and played him and had LaFleur take all that green space there. But those are things that, don't always happen. I mean, it's a lot easier to see from up here than being on the field, but those are things that Notre Dame needs to potentially be aware of, especially with that's going to be offsides if 8 goes and gets it. He won't. Santiago will come out and he'll clear it right to Flavio. Good touch. Cruz turns and he'll play him back out wide.
LaFleur just a step behind that pass there, Zach, to try to keep that momentum going, but Ortiz gets the ball knocked off his shoulder. You know, Zach, I notice. I mean, again, soccer's not my sport, but Notre Dame's just like a step or two behind these passes. Nice job there. Goalie's gonna have to come out again. Goalie is earning his money. Carlucci has him.
He came back. Yeah, he came back. I don't know why he was in an offsides position as it is, because he shouldn't have been.
But Zach, as I was saying, it just seems like Notre Dame's just like a step two behind where, to make that play, on offense here, and just defensively, I think Pomperaug's size a little bit has been a problem here for Notre Dame, and just their physical play. They just seem to be the more physical team here.
Yeah, I think that's kind of the issue right now. You would like to see someone on Notre Dame, because they're going to say no sub right now. But you'd like to see someone on Notre Dame besides St. Louis really get up and let them know that they're there. Because right now, Pomperaug is not just delivering the blows, but they're also they're just running around in empty space. So we're going to get a sub here for Carlucci. I believe that's Maximo.
Another freshman. Freshman for freshman. Yeah.
Say Pruher. So hopefully he can bring a little bit of spark to this Notre Dame attack, because we haven't seen much besides a few select chances. And this is a good matchup here between St. Louis and Gabriel. Gabriel? Which one?
Gabriel.
So it looks like I would assume he would go for goal here. He is the captain. They have a 1-0 lead if they let him take it. But it's been a fun matchup between St. Louis and kind of Gabriel countering each other. That's been the most competitive matchup on the field so far between any Notre Dame and Pomperaug players.
So kick here from Santo.
Oh, it looks like they're not going to even attempt. I'd say they're probably like 35 out. I mean, it looks like they're going to go play one back post here. They will. It's going to be a good ball in. Good touch.
Wow. I think Alvarez got a foot on that, Zach. That ball bounced back. I don't know if that was out. I got to look at our instant replay there. I think that was Alvarez that got the foot on that to bounce it over to Mazzo.
Okay.
Mazzo has been working a lot this half, Zach.
Oh, he has. That was poor clearance there. Poor clearance there from Notre Dame. I don't know. Is 4 Alvarez? Oh, Notre Dame, do you know?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Luca
I'm
Alvarez.
sure
Yeah.
he would have wanted that one back. Give up a corner kick there. He had time too to potentially turn one up the other way. Or
Zach, I think we might be a little glitchy here. We're gonna just check our technicals here.
yeah.
Apologize again for any technical difficulties, but we are outside. We
Right
deal.
now on my end it says
We're looking
analytics
good.
look good.
All right, so we're looking good. Apologize. Bernardi with a hard hit. Mazzo with the hand. Ball still alive. Mazzo gets it, but Bernardi with a hard hit right at Mazzo. I think he got his wrist on that, Zach, to just deflect it from going in. That ball looked like it was good from here. Great save by Mazzo here. Handball there from Pomperaug. Yeah, so they're going to Notre Dame kick. Mazzo is earning his keep tonight, Zach.
He is. He is. I mean, it's not very helpful that they really haven't had many offensive chances for him,
No.
but he's at least locking it down defensively. Besides that one goal that wasn't really his fault with the way they got in behind the defense.
Nice kick there from Notre Dame. Goalie comes out, tries to punch it, but
I think he did punch it, but I think he partially got his center back's head, and that's going to come over towards us again.
and Zach, so the wind is blowing, I guess, in Pomperaug's favor here. So it is blowing. They have the wind to their advantage here. We've had, you can probably hear it on the mic. So it'd be interesting if this holds. I mean, we've got 8 minutes left in this half. If that becomes an issue, little misread there. Ortiz was up. Mazzo again a save. Kick save there. Julian Bronco trying to get a goal in there. Number 17 just unable to find the back of the net. But this is going to be a corner. What's going on here? I guess it's going to be a corner for Pomperaug. So Oscar to kick. That's going to be out. Eli Lounsbury in there. Another corner. So it was blocked there. It was hit. I didn't see that, Zach. Did you see that? That was blocked by a Notre Dame player?
No,
Guess
I
so.
did not. Kind of playing around with some of the back end stuff. Once again, challenge with being outdoors is that it's going to look to be cleared by Cruz, and he's going to get it up to Flavio. If Flavio can get a touch on it, he may be in behind. Good step there.
Just a step or two behind, Zach. As I said before, this Notre Dame team just seems to be like one or two steps behind that ball, which has been the difference here in this first half. Pomperaug up 1-0, 6:36 left here in this first half. The wind has picked up, maybe because we are elevated. I don't know. It does look windy. You can see the caution tape down on the field is moving pretty well. Substitution here. Let's see who's coming in for Notre Dame. We'll try to get a read on this. Player comes into the game. Vicente to exit. Bigger player here coming in though for Notre Dame. I don't think he's played yet. Number 17, Jonathan Zuckerman on defense. Sophomore. Notre Dame does play a lot of young kids here.
Yeah, I mean, you're still early in the season, so you probably have some players that you probably want to see a little bit more from before you fully set in stone your lineup, right? You know, your guys that are always going to be on the field, but you may have a couple of combinations that could be beneficial. There's good play by Charles there.
Nice ball there by the goalie.
I'd like to see Santiago, though, look to find someone when he gets played the ball there and keep possession. He seems to be very comfortable with his feet, so you would like to see him, potentially open up this way and look for your outside back there, which Zuckerman wasn't out wide, but as soon as the ball gets played back to the keeper, you need to open up and you need to get your back on that end line so no one can get in behind you, but you can offer space and an outlet for your keeper. So there's like little technical things that you mentioned they're a young team that they're not going to be up to par on at least now, but those little things are the difference between winning games and losing games.
And when it's 1-0, Zach, that's the difference.
Yes.
So 4:28 left in this half. Pomperaug holding to a 1-0 lead, but they've been kind of dominant. I guess you would say they've dominated this first half. I mean, Notre Dame has had one shot on goal compared to 10 plus for Pomperaug. Mazzo has done a great job in goal for Notre Dame, all things considering. Um, he's only allowed one goal, and as you said, that was kind of not really his fault, where Pomperaug front line was able to get behind the Notre Dame defenders. Kind of a lapse there on defense. Ball just with the wind, you can even see on that there, the wind just like stops that ball in
Yeah.
midair.
Well, that's why I'm also saying, like, to see, Santiago can potentially build out of the back with your defensive line. I don't know how great skilled they are, but it's always beneficial to be able to have your outside backs and center backs be able to play with their feet and build up attacks.
If your coach do
Oh,
a
and there's
player
going to be an
down,
injury.
player
It's going to be,
down.
I
Looks
think
like
that's going to be freshman. Yeah.
Maximo Preher. Apologize for that name. He's down, but he is moving his legs, so that's a good sign. Maybe he just got the wind knocked out of him. The med cart comes out. Let's see if they cart him off. This is new this year. Maybe bumped heads or something.
Yeah, I will
Notre Dame
say
players.
in those Notre Dame games we did last year, we did see a few amount, not a few, a decent amount of injuries on the Notre Dame side. There was a few kids with concussions, ankle injuries, and that kind of derailed their season a little bit there. I think their captain last year, I don't, I'm drawing a blank on the name, but I think he was sidelined for a good amount of the season with an ankle injury. So you hate to see this so early in the season.
Maximo up, which is a good sign. Both officials over there, so that's another good sign. So hopefully it's nothing serious. Looks like it's a hand, possibly. So maybe he landed hard on the turf or collision, possibly. Hopefully the young fellow's okay. Yeah, looks like he's getting up on his own, which is a good sign. Looks like they're gonna put him in the back of the cart though and drive him around. No, he's gonna walk it off. That's actually a really good sign, Zach. Nice sportsmanship there from Pomperaug. Looks like substitution coming in for Pomperaug too. Looks like Julian Bronco is gonna get a rest. In number 12, Luke Picarillo into the game, a freshman. So a couple freshmen here for Pomperaug. Somewhat outnumbers, but Luke Picarillo, number 12, into the game, seeing his first action for Pomperaug. As we see the sun break out, that's a good sign.
Yeah, at least it won't give us any glare this year from where we're sitting, opposite side.
3:11 left in this half. You know, if you're no ND here, like they're
Moved
saying
by
Louis,
St.
that's what I was
Louis.
gonna say. Like, try to take advantage here of this lineup. I mean,
Cruz, you
Pomperaug's
got to
got.
have a goal and goal.
Uh,
The floor's going to play it out to
if you're ND here, this is the time to kind of capitalize. Pomperaug's got a couple substitutions in there. Bernardi's out. Javier is out. Bernardi's still in, actually. He's just playing in the back there. St. Louis with it. Just waving a player off.
Oh, that's going to be, yeah.
Zach, though, St. Louis, very talented player. I just would love to see him pass the ball and get it back. He's just like
I
trying
don't
to
know,
dribble through three guys is just not going to
but
win any
I don't
balls.
know who he's going to pass to because there was no one around him. Everyone's sitting there and watching him. And it's like if he doesn't beat those defenders, no one's going to be open. There's no movement. I mean, at halftime, I'll go into more of a deeper analysis, but there's not a lot of movement from Notre Dame at all. And this could be dangerous here for Pomperaug, looking to take Alvarez one-on-one here, waiting for help. Alvarez with a good step, and he's going to clear that up right to St. Louis, who's going to get bodied by Santo. Pomperaug's, they're going to all be offsides.
.120 here to go in this half. Let's see if ND can try to make something happen here, Zach, and even up the game, but haven't had many scoring opportunities. Benhausen into the game for Notre Dame, number 2. He came in before. We kind of missed that, but sophomore.
We'll say LaFleur's got a motor on him, though. He continues to move.
Piccirillo gets it. Almost textbook here by Pomperaug, though, Zach.
Yeah, except for like the last bit of their attack. They should have a few more goals for sure. Here comes St. Louis. He's going to try, and he's going to get slide tackled.
20 seconds here. Trying to make something happen here late, but just unable to.
There may be a little bit of added time with the injury to Maximo, but you don't know until the refs put something off. So we'll see.
That's the
guess not.
half.
I
So
guess
Notre
not.
Dame 0, Pomperaug 1, and we're going to halftime, Zach, here at Pioneer Field with Pomperaug up 1-0 on Notre Dame. Pretty much all Pomperaug in this first half. We'll be back with about 2 minutes to go in the half with some updates and talk a little bit about what Notre Dame needs to do in the second half to try to either tie this up or have a better outcome here. And hopefully everyone's all right there. We've got an ambulance rolling in across the street, but we are across from a medical building, so hopefully that's nothing too serious. But we'll be back with about 2 minutes to go in the half and talk a little bit about the first half and about some other things Project Purple Sports related. All right, Zach, we are back here with about a minute 30 left. Keys to the game. Oh, we want to talk about our sponsors here, our schedule ahead. What are we doing
And then
here?
go into sponsors. So as we were talking before we realized we had an audio issue, we will be at now Seymour for Seymour and Sonia Thursday of this week at 6 o'clock. We'd be streaming that one. We were supposed to be at Ansonia's home opening of their new field, but that got delayed. Then we will be back at Seymour for boys soccer as they take on Crosby in a pancreatic cancer awareness project Purple Night. And then we'll be back here at Sacred Heart for Notre Dame Prep Lancers taking on New Fairfield in a Project Purple football awareness night. And I know you got some sponsors that you want to thank, Dino. There's a sports sponsor of ours that has been great so far.
Yeah, so we couldn't do Project Purple Sports without a couple of, well, first of all, without the teams and the schools supporting us, but without some of our sponsors that make this program possible. One of them is New Balance. New Balance has been a great partner of ours with all of our sports here at Project Purple Sports, but all of our programs at Project Purple with our marathon teams, our run walk program, and anything that we ever do at Project Purple, we always have the backing of New Balance as our supporter. The other sponsor here in the state of Connecticut could not be possible again to do Project Purple Sports without the support of Hartford Healthcare. We are teaming up with Hartford Healthcare to find a cure or early detection of pancreatic cancer here in the state of Connecticut. And what we do here in Connecticut impacts everybody throughout the world battling pancreatic cancer. So thank you to Hartford Healthcare for their support. To learn more about our work with Hartford Healthcare, visit our website at projectpurple.org. Zach, keys to the game here.
Do not go for
They're
free.
still in a huddle. They haven't come out yet. Notre Dame's ready to play. I don't know if that's a good sign, bad sign. I don't
Hopefully a
know.
good sign
Pomperog's
for
getting
them.
ripped right now. I don't know. But what do you think here? I know we talked a little bit at the break here. We were going to talk a little bit about what was going to be the keys to this Notre Dame squad here, with some of the things that they could do to make a difference here in the second half.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is you're going to have to play through St. Louis. Um, Regarding on how you do that and if you're going to have him set people up or you're going to get him in space and allowing him to get in these one-on-one favorable matchups. He's done, besides maybe LaFleur, him and LaFleur have been the two that have actually been bringing contact and welcoming contact and been able to play through it. So you're going to have to utilize them. But then you have a lot of speed on the wings with Cruz and Flavio and even Sanchez. So if you can get them in one-on-one opportunities in space, they have the footwork, they have the agility to beat some of these guys and potentially slot one in behind. But they're going to need to kind of lock in defensively and play as a unit and then start to build out of the back, right? Like we've seen Santiago a lot of the times just clear the ball, play on the build up through the back. You had zero success on 50-50 balls in the air. You're just losing the ball. It's like you're giving Pomperaug a chance to come counter. So play the ball on the ground where you have the advantage. You have better skilled players than Pomperaug. Pomperaug just has more size. They have better athleticism, and you're playing into their hands, which is why they're up 1-0. Should be 2-0, but that's just my personal advice. On Pomperaug's side, they just need to play a little bit cleaner and they need to finish up some of their attacks and score and put them away because they're kind of allowing Notre Dame to stay. And if they can allow them to hang around, they could be looking at coming out of here with a tie or even a loss if they don't finish the game and close it out. So those are kind of my keys to the game. And I'd like to see what kind of adjustments both of these teams made first and see kind of what they're looking to do as we're underway here for start of the second half. Pomperaug up one, Notre Dame down zero. Well, down zero, down one.
And Zach, something that we didn't really. I mean, the sun is here. There's a little bit of a shadow here, I guess. I mean, it is cloudy, but I wonder if Mazzo will have to contend with the sun here in the second half. We did start the game at like 4:05. The sun doesn't set till about 7 o'clock, so we still got about 2 hours to go for the sun to set. But Pomprog really, you had two things. You didn't really have any offensive opportunities for Notre Dame in that first half, maybe like two. Notice here, there's a big cast on number 15, Zach. Parker LaValle.
See, like, I don't. I don't like. I understand Alvarez's point. Alvarez is trying to play it to one of the two guys up top, but that hasn't worked all first half. And you're telling me that's your best option of attack? I tell you no. So I just that's an adjustment that you would have assumed Notre Dame would have made. From there, I would play St. Louis or Lafleur in the middle and allow him to turn and go forwards, and then find one of the wingers in behind or whatever you can. But it just doesn't seem to be their play style. As Alvarez looks like he just got away with a little bit of a push there.
Picarillo still in there for Pomperaug, Zach, the freshman. He came in about 10 minutes to play. Nice play there. Gets it to Bernardi, but good stop there by Mazzo. Able to control there, but Zach again. Pomperaug on the offensive here. Not a good sign if you're Notre Dame.
No, not at all. Especially when you're already down 1-0. You would have expected to see Notre Dame come out with the urgency, and it seems like they're kind of still being a little bit stagnant and sitting around. So it'll be interesting to see if they can figure out how to play. Like once again, there's Mazzo. I get it, he made a clearance, but could you potentially find someone to build with out of the back? Which you don't know. So we'll see.
Picarillo, nice ball there to the middle. Mazzo comes out, almost gets. Wow, textbook there by number 6, Panache. He scores. Looks. Is that going to be good, Zach? Yeah. Number 11, again with the assist. It looks like Hover with the assist. 2 assists for Hover. Captain Gabriel Panache. Wow, I think that kind of took some momentum here from Notre Dame trying to start this half, but
I would agree with you there, Dino.
Oscar Hover, nice touch there, but like just that misplay there. But like Mazzo came out and then Panache was able to kick it over, and then like just no one getting the ball. What's going on here? Maybe a little bit of inexperience. I know Mazzo's he's a sophomore. I mean, he's played a hell of a game. Not that I want to put the blame on him there, but I feel like if you're the goalie, Zach, if you're going to come out, you either got to get it or punch it out, or you got to run your ass back to protect the goal there. But Pomperaug still with the ball here on the offensive here. Picarillo takes a stab at it, going to go over the goal. This Picarillo kid, he played the last 10 minutes of that first half. He actually set the pass up. He didn't get the assist, but he set that pass up to Panache that got it over to Hover that got the goal. Very impressive for this young player here early for Pomperaug.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, it's been probably 75% Pomperaug in this game. Split. There's going to be an offsides
Yeah,
call. That's
it's outside.
seventh one. I think that's
Yeah,
probably honestly, if there's something they were getting chewed out for at halftime,
yeah.
it's for that because that 7 offsides. I mean, in a game is unacceptable, but 7 offsides in 45 minutes of play is that's kind of head scratching.
Coach
Especially,
Mancini talking to the official there, though, Zach, asking him if he was offsides. He was pointing to the other end, so it looked like Bernardi was offsides. He was closer to us. Turnover there by Notre Dame, just not really communicating. Zach, to your point, I know we just talked a little bit about it at halftime, just not really like in sync.
no, they really don't have. I mean, much cohesion. There's a lot of like kind of standing around and waiting, and you can't play any sport like that, but let alone a game like soccer. You got to try to be 2, 3, 4 steps ahead of what your other opponent is doing. And when you play 2 steps behind, you're just playing this cat and mouse chase game, and it's leaving Notre Dame in this 2-0 hole. And there's players out there that are trying to make things happen, but it's literally just a one-team effort. If St. Louis is gonna continue to go out wide, he's gonna keep it in play, and he'll get slide tackled.
I like the aggressiveness there, but you just that's not going to be a long-term philosophy to try to dribble
No,
through 7 players.
not at all. But there's no one
As
for him to
talented as
even
I
pass to.
know, as talented as St. Louis is, but it's just if you're going to get back into this game and try to get the W, you just got to play more team ball.
And you can't let Holver split between the
Jesus.
two center backs like that. Way too easy.
Good job
Putting
there
it.
by Alvarez, though, Zach.
Yeah, but you can't let him get that far in behind. What was the first part of that? Is I don't know why they both like parted like the Red Sea, like he was Moses coming down. No one stepped and they just kept going backwards.
So now, if you're St. Louis here, just get the ball up. You got players
But
open.
there's no one in front of him to
I know
get the
there's
ball
nobody in
too.
front of them. That's got to be frustrating. But
No, I agree. I
well,
mean,
you had players on the wings, and I know we've talked about this. Just get the ball to the wing and make Pomperaug. You know what happened? I know we talk about this in basketball when that like almost magnet ball when the ball stays on that one side of the court. We've seen that a lot here in soccer, where the ball just stays in the middle and doesn't go left to right. It's a lot easier to
yeah.
defend, right? So that's where I would just say to St. Louis, maybe just pull the brakes maybe and just get the ball going left to right versus trying to dribble up the middle. You
I
haven't
mean,
had success so far trying to go up the middle. Like, what's the definition of insanity? Doing the same thing over and over again,
yeah,
expecting different results?
yeah, more or less. But it's like
It's a tough
Bernardi just
matchup. Yeah, it's
being.
a tough matchup for Ben Hazen. He's probably given up a foot to Bernardi. Zach, so 2-0 here, Pomperaug, but something that we mentioned in the beginning, St. Louis on the ball there, but Santo gets it out. Not a good throw in there by Notre Dame. Something we talked about in the beginning, just the physicality of Pomperaug here. As this game wears on, you can see kind of that physicality and that, just having maybe players a little bit bigger, a little bit stronger, just kind of wear on this Notre Dame team a little bit. I know we say often, you can't teach size here. And when you got players that are a little bit bigger, a little bit stronger, it's hard to kind of match up with that as the game wears on, especially when you're in a 0-2 deficit.
Yeah, uh, there's a good move by Flavio, but
Gotta pass the ball, though, Zach. Same thing with St. Louis. They just can't play man to man. You just can't. You can't go 1 against 5.
well, I just didn't. There's not like a lot of movement going on from Notre Dame as a whole.
So, Zach, 30 minutes left here in this game. The sense of urgency from Notre Dame here. I mean, I know these are like out of bounds plays or throw-ins. It just doesn't seem to have Notre Dame much pep in the step. So we are live, so apologize for the folks at home watching. Sometimes you have some issues when we deal with outside and elements and also deal with the crowds. We've gotten some more fans here on both sides of the bleachers here. This year we are in a different position. Last year we were across with the teams. This year we're over in the press box. It does lend to a better viewing because because we don't have the glare of the sun, but we're in the mix with the fans, so sometimes our mics are pretty good. They pick up the fans saying certain things, so we apologize in advance. It happens
Yeah,
more so in basketball, sometimes in these gyms, but
yeah, it's a lot closer to us too.
and the wind has been killer today. So our mics have, I can tell, been picking up some of that background noise just from the wind. So other than that early goal from Pomperaug, we haven't seen much. We kind of two players. Ooh, ooh, oh! Hey, what's a little fight going on here? A couple players pushing and shoving. That's gonna. Zach, what do you think? That's gonna be a red card on 20.
Yeah, either red or a yellow at the minimum.
Both coaches running onto the field to kind of calm the players down. Let's see what happens here. Joseph Ardino. Officials are going to talk about that. Was that on number 4? Luca Alvarez, senior. So Alvarez is going to head over, or he's the captain. He's going to walk by the official. See if we can get an instant replay on that.
Yeah, the only issue is I don't know what's going on, but we're not getting very good service where we are, and I'm trying to play around with settings, but it's not really helping no matter if I drop or pick up frame rates or so I
Yellow
apologize.
card. Looks like yellow card for Ardino. Just trying to rewind there. Yeah, I can see. Yeah, there was a fracas, but our zoom doesn't work. So yellow card looks like on Ardino. Pomperaug doesn't look happy. He looked like the aggressor a little bit. There was a little bit of shoving. I mean, good thing is, no punches were thrown. I guess in the heat of the moment, was on the other side of the field. Coach Dioria looking for an explanation here. I'm not sure what's going on here. Trying to see what's happening here. Even number 8 looks like LaFleur asking for an explanation from the official. Looks like just yellow, Zach, no reds. Notre Dame coach does not look happy though on the sidelines. His team is down 2-0, but Alvarez getting a talking here just because he's the captain. We'll see if we can get the official. No, I'm not going to get anything here. Looks like Pomperaug's going to retain possession here. Ardino goes to the.
Yeah, I don't think we'll see him for the rest of the game because if he does get another yellow card, he will get a red, and then that should be, I think, a one-game suspension.
1 game, yeah. St. Louis gets it taken away.
But I also will say that you don't want to
Santa.
stack yellow cards too, because if you get too many yellow cards, you will still get a one-game suspension anyways.
If you're Notre Dame here, Zach, the clock is not on your side, so you got to try to make something happen here. St. Louis got no one in front of him. He's just going to try to go up the field with it.
But he also
I don't know
has
if
no
that's a
one.
sound. I don't know if that's a sound offensive philosophy if you're Notre Dame.
No,
Carlucci heads out.
yeah, they're gonna put Cruz back on.
Yeah.
I think they took Cruz off for a play with the whole scuffle. But he's someone that you would expect to. You need to go now. Go out wide towards him now and allow him to take space.
There you go. You got Cruz open. Get it to him. There you go.
Because he's a guy that can make things happen too offensively, but we just haven't seen much from him today.
Alvarez with it. Trying to get into St. Louis, but just not able. Goalie has not been tested at all here. Sean Campbell, senior.
No, for him, this has been
It's been kind of boring game.
that and a nice day at the office, too,
Yeah.
to keep that clean sheet. Good first touch there by Santo.
Zach, St. Louis is like, I mean, I know in basketball we call that kind of cherry picking. Not really on defense, just hanging around
Well,
half court, midfield here.
he's their striker now, so he's kind of, you're supposed to keep the center backs as high up as you can because there is no offsides if you're on your half. So he could, if they don't stay with him, he can stand there at the H and then wait for a ball in over the top. Plus, he's your only over the top threat against this back line. So if you do want to come back in, you're going to need to start letting him cherry pick. And this would be where you need to get the ball and turn it around quick while he is up top and why there's only two backs here, forcing a turnover. It's going to be a good head on through.
Yeah, just the size there, though, Zach. You know, like we talked about this. Like you have Ben Hasten, who's probably 6, 7 inches shorter than LaValle there, just unable to even, you know, make a play on that ball. LaValle able to head it over to the middle. Now the ball switches. Almost another opportunity there for Daniels, but ball goes out. I mean, I know we see this sometimes in other sports, but I just think the size here for Notre Dame, just Pomperaug's just bigger at a lot of these spots from a physicality standpoint, you know. And I know Ben Hazen's only a sophomore. They play sophomore, freshman, sophomore up front here. Even Jonathan Charles, number 11 there on defense, he's only a freshman. He's given up some size here to these Pomperaug players. I don't think Notre Dame today has won many headers, Zach.
No,
You
very
know,
minimal.
those
It's
50, I guess your 50-50 balls, you would call them, like those headers that come in. Statistician Mike just backed it up. I think Pomperaug has had 94% of those 50-50 balls have gone Pomperaug's way. Good job, statistician Mike.
So I'm trying to fix something right now, but I can't do it without ending the stream. So hopefully when I fix that issue tomorrow, it will allow for when our service is going in and out, it will allow just for a better picture and less lagging. So I apologize to those currently watching. I can't control the I guess cell towers and how everything's going to be bounced off of them.
thank you, AT&T. Bernardi gets the ball back at the top of the box here. 3 defenders there, but unable to secure possession or Picarillo over to LaValle. LaValle crosses it. Nobody home. I think number 8 got a head on it, but unable. Again, the ball has not left the box here in some time, Zach. Kind of a dangerous place to play with the ball, if you ask me.
It is, but I mean, it's kind of, I guess, a positive to see that Notre Dame can possess the ball, even if it is in their own box. I haven't done much of that today. Um, and they were starting to kind of build a little bit there, which is what you do like to see because you just mentioned Statistician and Mike said that they won 0 headers. So you can't just
Well,
ping the ball long.
it was 6% of the headers, so
6%.
6% Notre Dame has won. And according to statistician Mike, looking at some other statistics here, possession, Zach, for Pomperaug this game has been 68% of the possession has been Pomperaug. Thank you, statistician Mike, for keeping those stats here. Today's game. It's not always Zach and Dino. We've got plenty of people behind the scenes that make this go. So Pomperaug leading possession. Bernardi gets it back though, Zach. That's just a miscue here. That's going to be
Offsides.
offsides. Yeah,
Number
Pomperaug.
8.
Coach Mancini's going to have a talk. He's got his arms up. He's like shaking his head.
It's just timing. Like the timing's off between Bernardi releasing the ball and then between the striker. Because the striker, you don't want him to fully slow down. You want to get him in stride. But you also, if you are Bernardi, you want to make sure you're playing the best pass at the best possible time. So that's like little adjustment things, but they'll look like they'll be worked out before the end of the season.
Zach, according to statistician Mike, that is the 12th offside of Pomperaug. So we're going back to statistician Mike, keeping all our stats here in the box with us. So, but Zach, here's my question though: if you're Pomperaug, all right, so this is their sixth game. You're 2-2-1. You're in the middle of the pack of the SWC. Let's see what happens here at St. Louis. A lot of
That should be a
jerseys being,
foul.
yeah, there's jersey being, but I could see that up here. The guy's running across the field, but I don't think he's going to make that call. So if you're Pomperaug though, should you? I mean, you're a quarter of the way into the season, the regular season. I mean, is that something to be concerned about if you're Coach Mancini here with that many offsides? I know you're saying it's a timing thing, but I mean,
I Yes and no. Like that, those should be things that you would have hopefully figured out in preseason. Um, I mean, at least I know we did in our program, but that's not always a thing that coaches really work on because it's kind of common sense too if you are a player in the varsity level. Like it's like, for example, it's like if you're playing basketball and you just keep hand checking and you keep getting silly fouls. It's like, well, obviously you once you put your hands on the guy, it's going to be a foul. So here comes the corner though. Notre Dame gets a chance to get on the board. Good ball in.
oh, that's been Notre Dame's best scoring opportunity today here, Zach, and just unable to put the ball in the back of the net. Nice corner there for Notre Dame, but number 18, Sanchez, just couldn't get his foot on it.
I'm sure he wants that one back. It looks
Bernardi
like
wide open. Nice
no, they
touch
actually
there.
timed that one up there.
Good defense there by LaFleur. I believe number 8 for Notre Dame.
No, it was
No,
I
it's
think that was
Charles.
Sanchez.
Is that number? No, it was
No, that wasn't
Charles actually.
Sanchez. That was Charles.
Charles, yeah, freshman. Nice play there by the freshman. I know, mentioned his name a couple times today. So a couple bright spots here for Notre Dame, Zach. Almost a touch there on the corner, and then nice defensive play there by Charles.
Yeah, I think the way Notre Dame's going to need to play the rest of the season is they're going to need to be defensively sound, and then they got to be a counter-attacking team. Um, whether that's quick balls over the top to St. Louis, or I'd like to see them build up some possessions and kind of use some of it because they have skilled players. They have players that can have good first touches, know where they need to play the ball, but it, just from an athleticism standpoint, they're kind of lacking in that department besides a few players on their team.
And Mazzo's played a great game, Zach. I mean, he's stopped a lot of shots here, according to statistician Mike. I mean, he's got 13 saves just in this game. So, I mean, 2 goals. I mean, but like, that first goal probably wasn't his fault. Defense kind of fell asleep, I guess you would say.
Yeah, but it was also just a great attack from Pomperaug, and they had been threatening for.
Bernardi with another touch. The Javier Mazzo comes out.
Oh man,
Wow. No, excuse me, Daniels. That was Daniels, number 7. But man, would he want that back? Hits the side of the net, Zach.
I think they have two that they at least want back. Bernardi's in the first 5 or 10 minutes, and then that one had Mazzo out of goal, wasn't able to finish.
I mentioned this on that second goal. Mazzo came out on that second goal and then didn't get back in time. I mean, he comes out often. I don't know. I think you should be. I mean, you got to make a play, right? The ball's out there. You got to when you come out, you got to. If you're coming out, you got to get that ball.
I don't like how far he comes out. That's
Yeah.
like my thing. Like you can have a goalie, like, but it's all about finding that balance, right? Like earlier in the game, it was 0-0. He was taking a free kick from almost the bottom of the shoe, and then he was walking his way back, and I was like, if I'm Pomperaug, if I get it and I rip one on goal, it's going over his head and it's going in immediately. So there's a balance, and he's got to kind of figure that out. He's a sophomore, so he'll learn. And that's a good 1-2 between Charles and the floor. But I will also say a lot of credit to senior captain for Pomperaug. Gabriel has done a great job kind of holding things down in the middle. And then anything that's gotten through, the defense has kind of cleared up. It's Notre Dame threatening a little bit here. Cruz looking for something. Well, looks like we're going to have Pomperaug get in behind again. I don't think they even know. Charles just took a peek over his shoulder to mark the Pomperaug player coming in on the wide end. This is where I'd like to see Mazzo find feet, and he will. He'll find Cruz with a good ball. And then Notre Dame just kind of gives it away. It's going to be a great ball in behind. Won't be able to get there.
15 minutes to go here in the game, Zach. If you're Notre Dame, yeah, we say this often. The clock is not your friend here. Down 2-0. You're gonna need some serious momentum here to get back into this game.
Yeah, they will. And they also can't allow them to continue to just dribble it right down at them. So here's a good chance for them here. St. Louis can find Cruz. I would have played, see, that's where I would have played Cruz. And then Cruz would have hopefully played St. Louis in behind.
He's just got his head down. He's just gonna try to dribble through all these players, but possession stays Notre Dame. Cruz one touch, kicked out by Picarillo. Stays Notre Dame ball. Benhausen has it. See there though, like you had Cruz and Benhausen come to the ball, just not really communicating. Stolen there by Picarillo. Mazzo's out of the box. He's going to kick it back downfield. Ooh, collision there. Cruz collides with LaValle, but LaValle's got that big cast on. I don't know if I'd be running into a dude with a huge cast like that on. Hopefully that's
Honestly,
soft.
I was going to say, it probably is a soft cast, or it's at least wrapped because they wouldn't let him play for safety reasons. But
Bernardi in there gets the steal, changes possession.
if I was Notre Dame, I would have tried to put more pressure on the right back of Pomperaug there with that cast and see how physical he's willing to get and see if you can make him uncomfortable. You know, it's just like looking at if someone has tape on their wrist in basketball or any sport, you're going to look to do subtle little jabs and see what you can do to kind of make them uncomfortable. And Notre Dame, unfortunately, hasn't done anything that's really made Pomperaug uncomfortable at all.
It's kind of like we've heard that with football players, when they have their fingers wrapped, they're
Yeah.
pulling the fingers in the scrum or they stepping on them.
Just finding ways. I mean, it's competition,
Not
right?
that we're
No, we're not.
advocating that kids hurt each other, but I get what you're saying. Yeah,
It's just like
maybe
that
test
kind
them.
of mental warfare, right? Like if you
Yeah,
see someone that there's a matchup that you know you should dominate, go out and dominate. Don't sit around and allow them to hang around with you. Like like, and this would be a great chance if they could find a way to get the ball up quickly to St. Louis. This has been the most open it's been for him, and there's going to be a 13th offside. So
Statistician Mike's been busy tonight with our stats. Zach, something I mentioned. So the wind hasn't. I don't think it's as windy as it was in the first half, but we mentioned Notre Dame maybe taking advantage of having the win at their advantage as they are going down and playing on that side of the field. Just hasn't happened.
no, not at all. And then you would also like to see, I think that's,
Number 14
yeah.
offsides.
Well, I'll tell you what, if I'm Pomperaug coach, that's tomorrow's practice.
Staying on sides.
Timing. It's crazy at this point in the season too, and between varsity athletes and probably soccer players that have been playing since they've been 5 or 6 years old. It's kind of it. I can understand if maybe this was an elementary school, like sure, but like a varsity team, 13 offsides, might need to go back to the drawing board.
Charles steps out there. Not a good play if you're Notre Dame. LaValle to Bernardi in the middle, wide open. Bernardi's open. Nice step up there by Alvarez.
This is the
St.
best
Louis
chance they
gets
got
open.
all day.
I don't know about that one, Zach.
Well, they just have no attack. No attack, and even defensively, they're starting to get beat down on because their defense is so tired from getting constantly countered attacked on or just attacked on the entire game.
Number 29, Landon DeMuzzo into the game. He's been in here for a little while in the second half, middle. Notre Dame's got numbers here, Zach.
Cruz is going to rip one high and wide.
Yeah, I don't know if I like that option either, Zach. You had numbers. It was 4-on-3.
29 is so tough.
Sorry about the comments from the
I
peanut
didn't,
gallery here.
I didn't mind that attempt by Cruz as long as he just got a bit of a better look, or at least hit it more on target.
So 9:46 here to go in this game, Zach. 2-0 Pomperaug. The Panthers. Yeah, I don't know if I would. I don't know. I mean, yeah. I mean, we haven't seen
It's a
much.
handball.
Yeah. So a couple subs. Vincenti into the game. He just checked back in. Number 12, Mohel into the game here on our side. So maybe Coach Dioria sensing kind of like the L here, maybe getting some players some playing time in here. Mohill, a sophomore, along with Vicente, we saw in the first half. Carlucci into the game, freshman, he's back in there. St. Louis has it. Got players ahead of him.
The only issue is it doesn't look like he likes to use his left foot. So he kind of got himself in a mix. Bit of a mess there with Gabriel.
Nice play there, though.
They
Good
can keep
action
it.
here.
St. Louis is going to track it down, but cannot keep it.
Yeah. Pomperaug steps out, though. That's Notre Dame here with the ball. Let's see if they can take advantage of it.
St. Louis is going to rip one off of Cruz's head.
Carlucci.
Looks like he's going to be in behind here. The bearing if Charles or Alvarez can
Daniels got
catch him down.
Charles, wow. But Zach, Daniel's probably 6 inches taller than Charles there. Again, just from a stature standpoint and just from a size standpoint, Pomperaug's had the advantage all day.
It would have been kind of, if you're Daniels, to kind of try to get in front of Charles there as you're going. We do have the size, so kind of like in basketball, shield him. If he takes you out, it's going to be a foul. You're going to be in the box. So immediate danger, that's going to be a handball.
So Zach, something that we talked about earlier. So 7 minutes here to go. The scout here by Pomperaug. I know you just mentioned St. Louis doesn't really have a left. He's all right. And we always saw him marked one or two players. So kudos to Coach Mancini here. Pomperaug. Notre Dame got the ball in the box. Can't get anything here. If you're these Lancers, got to be a little bit frustrated here. Just haven't had many scoring opportunities at all, Zach.
Haven't had much offense at all.
No. Pomperaug here on the attack again. Nice job there by LaFleur.
Yeah, he's played a very, very solid game there for Notre Dame. He's one of the few select players. But once again, like he has no one to pass to, so he's looking to get rid of it. And once again, it's a force in over the top. So like
Cruz just unable to get a foot on it.
well, that was the only option he had. There's no. I mean, I don't know where their midfield is exactly, because there should always be a player to connect a pass off of to someone else, and they're not doing that. I don't even know what kind of shape they're playing, and that's kind of just why they're losing 2-0.
Player goes down for Notre Dame, but back up. It looks like Daniels and Alvarez got tangled. Alvarez
Good tackle.
tackle. Trying to get the ball to St. Louis.
Yeah, Santos done a great job. Great job. The entire back line of Pomperaug has, but
Almost 5 minutes left here in this contest, Zach. And I know they say
good ball in behind.
Mancini try to get the back corner there. A couple more subs here for both teams here. It looks like both coaches may be clearing their bench here a little bit.
You would, I mean, tomorrow's practice of your Pomperaug, finishing and timing when leading to offsides would probably be my big points of emphasis. For Notre Dame, you got to go back to the drawing board because I don't even know what they're doing half the time. It's
Very one-dimensional, Zach, I will say, right? We've
it's
seen
very frustrating to watch too because you see that they have some talent out there, but it's just it's like they're trying to do everything themselves in a way, or when they don't have the ball, they're not going to move until the ball miraculously comes to them.
as they say, it's not over till the fat lady sings, but 2-0 deficit here with 4 to go for Notre Dame. Doesn't look good with the lack of offensive effectiveness that we've seen today here at Pioneer Field. So Zach, let's talk a little bit about some things upcoming. So, I know we're not here for Ansonia Seymour, but we do have a good one. Both teams come in 1-0. Ansonia beating probably a state power in football in Bloomfield. Bloomfield's actually been very good in a lot of sports over the last 10 years. But football is what they've been known for. And Ansonia went up to Bloomfield, part of the Connecticut Alliance. Nice shot block there by Mazzo. Looks like going to be Notre Dame ball, though. But Ansonia went up to Bloomfield, won pretty easily. They take on Seymour, which Seymour came off their win. I believe they beat, I think it was Gilbert. Maybe it was out of that conference there. But so both teams 1-1. Should be a great game. Under the lights at Seymour on Thursday. Notre Dame Prep, still a lot of games to be played. They did win also their first football game against Avon. They went up to Avon. They had a long ride from Fairfield here to get up to Avon, but they also won pretty handily. I think they won 37-0. So we'll see the Lancer football team in a couple weeks, and still a lot of football to play.
There's
St.
a good
Louis
ball.
wide open. Gets open. Can get it in the net. Goalie not there. Nobody there, Zach. Oh, man, what a missed opportunity by Notre Dame. Kind of a misread there by the goalie, right, Zach?
I mean, he did his job. He forced St. Louis to have to turn it back because I know he was looking to get that second touch and then shoot. So it worked out. I mean, probably not the way I would have played it, but it did. And with the way Notre Dame's been moving up as a unit, he kind of probably noticed that it was just him, St. Louis. So you got to go out and you got to force him to at least change direction.
Zach, how would you have played that?
Well, first off, I would have been the center back. I wouldn't have let him in there. Um, and then next off, if I'm the keeper, you just kind of want to judge and you want to wait for him to take that touch. So when he touches it because like if you let him just come at you, you're gonna be a sitting duck, especially when he's coming straight at you because he can go left or right. So what you want to wait is you want to wait for him to kind of take that one touch, so the ball's off his foot, and then go in, and then go at and get the ball, and then get the man, because then it's clean as long as you get the ball first. Um, I mean, it'll look ugly, but if it's a good ref crew, it won't be a foul. Now, if you just clothesline him, then that's a foul. But as long as you get the ball first, it's clean.
We're not advocating violence here, Zach, with the clothesline.
No, no, I'm just advising. It's all about timing, and you want to
Correct.
get the ball, and you're also going to get the man, but you're going to have to get the ball, otherwise you're just a sitting duck if you're Pomperaug's keeper. Nice touch there.
Belavalaka to Mancini. Cruz gets it out here, but Alvarez. San Luis marked. I will tell you, Pomperaug did a very good. If you're Notre Dame here, if you can get on the board here, hopefully you can get some points here in terms of your standings. But the clock again is not your friend here. They just haven't had any opportunities to score easily. San Luis just
Oh,
takes it.
15 on
Card.
Pomperaug just smack Cruz with his cast.
I missed that. So that is it here from Pioneer Field. The Pomperaug Panthers come in and get a 2-0 victory against the Notre Dame Lancers in a very chippy game, Zach. We had a yellow card, a little bit of discussion there. It looks like the official is walking down with the player, making sure that nothing happens here, but hopefully nothing happens. But for those watching and listening, from stream. We apologize for the technical difficulty. Sometimes that's what happens when you go live and when you deal with the elements. But make sure to subscribe to Project Purple Sports to stay up to date on all things